Morning guys, 10:40 on Wednesday. Just having a look at Bitcoin. So no real change from yesterday since the last video. So what we were looking at was we broke this level. Okay, so this was previous resistance, now turned into support. So that's 47,870. What we spoke about yesterday in a few of the videos, sorry, these are videos posted in the group. If you're a YouTube watcher, you're probably not privy to it, but what we were talking about is this strong move up based on the possibility that there will be information coming out from the Fed today, which could boost the Bitcoin prices. So could push the Bitcoin prices up. So potentially people are just jostling and getting entries in. Risky. We spoke about this. Risky in that the Fed news could certainly see Bitcoin drop in value. So risky move, but I think we've seen people entering, traders entering trades based on what might come out today. What we have to be aware of is when this Fed news does come out that it could send Bitcoin tumbling. So we just need to be aware of that at the moment. But we got this trend line, this yellow trend line, which Bitcoin is finding resistance against. We've also got the 21 SMA. It's just dropped below the 21 SMA. This is a 4-hour time frame. And you can see the 50 SMA as well acting as resistance. So it's really important to have these SMAs on your charts sometimes, particularly when we're looking for Bitcoin to make a strong move up to show some sort of bullish sentiment. We've got the 100 SMA at the top here as well. So we just need to keep an eye on these as possible resistance levels. So no change with regards to what Bitcoin needs to do. We need to regain this level, so 49,481, and then this is it's not the crucial level. So this is another level that we need to regain where we're going to find resistance, 51,600. And then what we're saying is Bitcoin is bullish above 53,781 in our opinion, in my opinion. Okay, so there's a lot of work for Bitcoin to do. On the plus side, let's bring in the layers panel. So we've got the falling wedge that Bitcoin has been in previously. It's kind of just jumped back into this pattern. It'd be nice to see Bitcoin retest this lower trend line and then start to push on upwards. So keep an eye out for that. And then also we got the longer term downtrend. So if we do see a move down from Bitcoin, then look for a bounce on this lower trend line here. Let me just move this down a little bit on this lower trend line here. And then we're looking for, if I just go to the daily, let me reset the chart. Reset. Okay, so if we do bounce on this trend line, we've got an area of confluence as well. So we've got trend line and green line area of support 44,207. So potentially a very strong area right here. Okay, so we could see a bounce in this area. Sorry, one sec. Could see a bounce in this area and then a move potentially back up to this upper trend line. Okay, but that could take some time. So bear that in mind. Remember, what we're looking for if we do see a strong move up from Bitcoin is we're looking for a higher high. A lower high would confirm downtrend, which we do not want to see because, like I keep saying, it could go on for months. If we put in a lower high here and then we see a move down, we could be January, February, March time before we actually break out here. Okay, so keep an eye on those things. Let's just have a look at the indicators on the 4-hour. Okay, so 4-hour, so 4-hour overbought. So not great news. Let's see what the Fed says today, but obviously we're looking for a move down. If we can see a bullish move from the MACD, even though it is bullish, but we need to see a strong uptake, then we may see Bitcoin move across, and therefore we may see this happen. So potentially we'll hit the top trend line, but not ideal that this is overbought at the moment. Let's have a look at the daily. Yeah, I mean the daily, the MACD is just about to cross bullish. That would be a good signal, but we're looking a bit bearish on the stock RSI. So potentially could see this crossover move down, which would suggest that Bitcoin kind of moves down to this trend line before it moves back up again. Okay, so let's have a look at Bitcoin dominance. So not too much going on with Bitcoin dominance. Obviously, we've spoken about this. We just need Bitcoin dominance to move lower, ideally for altcoins to move better. At the moment, we've just seen this bounce, seen this double bottom here. Okay, we've seen this bounce and a move up. Just starting to consolidate a little bit, but potentially look for another move up if this this bull flag is forming. But ideally, we just need Bitcoin dominance to drop. What we're hoping for, Hopium drop below 39.79%, and then it's potentially altcoin season if Bitcoin dominance does drop this low. But we're just going to keep an eye on it. If it continues to move up, expect altcoins just to, like we say, move sideways, move down, or just gradually move up. No explosive moves while Bitcoin dominance is moving up, unfortunately, at the moment, unless there's news. So back to Bitcoin, we're waiting for this Fed news to come out today, and we're just going to see what reaction we have. So Bitcoin struggles to break 47k as Fed meeting looms. I'm pretty sure the meeting is today. Cryptocurrency investors may be moving to take risk off the table, with the Federal Reserve expected to accelerate withdrawal of its unprecedented monetary stimulus in the face of fast rising inflation. So essentially saying investors are not entering anything that's high risk, and we all know Bitcoin is high risk at the moment, pending the outcome of this meeting. Hopefully there'll be good news coming from the meeting, and investors will be confident in adding more funds to opening more positions on Bitcoin. The Fed meeting could be D-Day for Bitcoin and other cryptos. So doom and gloom. We just need to know what this meeting is going to bring us. So we're just keeping an eye out for any news coming from the Fed. But all stocks are doing pretty badly at the moment. So just keep an eye on our news channel if you're in the group for any news breaking, and we'll also add that news to the chat channels as well. Let's just have a look at the fear and greed. So fear and greed moving up 28, which is good. Extreme fear yesterday 21, starting to move up. Let's keep an eye on that throughout the day just to see what the feeling is about Bitcoin. But I think the Fed news is key to what's happening. And let's just have a quick look at the funding rates. Funding rates still looking pretty healthy at the moment. It's certainly not a red board. Remember, if everything starts turning red, we're possibly looking for some sort of correction from Bitcoin. But whilst everything is black or green, then essentially we're bullish, and we're just going to keep an eye on these funding rates. Seems to be a good indication as to what might happen further down the line. But at the moment, not over leveraged, which is what we're looking for. Okay, Bitcoin. So I'll keep an eye on things throughout the day. Let's, as a group, if you do hear anything with regards to news of the Fed meeting, if you could post that in the group. Not always there 24/7 to catch things, but I'll be certainly looking out for news today. And then, depending on that news, we spoke yesterday about potentially opening some positions on altcoins, and I posted a load of altcoins to keep an eye on. Add COS to that after the news that COS is going to be entering the metaverse. High risk at the moment, but potentially if you did open some positions, make sure your stop loss is in place pending the outcome of this news. Hopefully the news will be good for Bitcoin and we'll see some sort of rally and move up. We just need to see some volume coming into the market. We need to see some strength from the bulls, and we just need to be regaining these levels. This level above 53,781 being the key level for us. Just keep an eye on these SMAs on the 4 hour and on the daily. as they will act as resistance. Okay, so we've got the 50 coming in at around the 52,163 area. Obviously this will move down a little bit more, and then we've got the 21 SMA at the 52,163. We've got the 50 at the 54 area, and then we've got the 100 at the 57,571. Okay, so keep an eye on those for potential resistance. We can see this green line here. Let me just make that a little bit thicker as well. It's the SMA 10. Okay, if we have a look at that green line, we can see how that's acting as resistance at the moment on the daily time frame. Okay, look at that. Look how perfect that is. So keep an eye on the SMA 10 SMA for resistance on the daily as well. Just need to keep an eye on these resistance levels. Once we start breaking through these resistance levels, particularly the SMAs, once we start getting above them, we can use them as support. Now we'll just push the price higher. Okay, but at the moment, very much acting as resistance. You see the 50 acting as resistance there on the 4 hour. Let's just have a look at the 1 hour. Not too much on the 1 hour, although the price has just dropped below the 100 SMA on the 1 hour. Okay, but we're looking at support from the 50 and from the 21 SMA, just down below here. Okay. So I'm going to leave it there. Let's keep an eye on the news, and fingers crossed it's all positive for Bitcoin. All right. Cheers, guys.